Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of MC Eternal. I hope y'all are having a great day today. I know I'm doing pretty good, trying to keep warm. It is extremely cold where I am at today, unfortunately. And so I am staying inside, keeping nice and warm. So we're going to hop right back into things today, and I wanted to show you what I did off camera before we jumped into it. The other thing I want to note before we go too far into it is that I want to hear your guys' opinions. I have changed my mic setup a little bit. I had an additional pop filter on my mic. I have removed that, and I have changed the position of my mic from hanging kind of like in front of my face to now being positioned under me. So I'm talking kind of down into the mic rather than forward into it, with it being more in front of my face. I also increased the decibels on my microphone, so hopefully it's not too loud for you guys. But just let me know in the comments down below what y'all are thinking. I did test it a little bit, and it sounded a little bit better, but it just might be a little bit off for this episode. But anywho. So off camera, what did I do? Well, I went and I did a little bit of mining. I got some good resources here. I'm still crafting up some stuff. We got tin going through it right now. We got nickel here, silver, some lead and such. So I did that. I also created a sawmill because I went exploring down into the little dungeon area that we have down here. And I got a lot of goodies, and I got a lot of leather items, leather armor, and I don't really need leather armor. It's not, I mean, I have some stuff if it has good enchantments on it, but like you can see my helmet, or no, that's different. I did have boots before that were, or my pants are leather. I guess you could go with those, and they have good enchantments on them, so I'm keeping them on. I did make some iron boots with protection 2 on them, but I had all this additional leather stuff. And I came to find out that if you had a sawmill, you can actually saw up certain leather materials to get leather back from it, which is nice to have. So you don't have to go out and necessarily kill any animals. The only thing that doesn't work for whatever reason are the boots. The boots do not work. If I go into here, you can see you can enchant them. You can use an arc furnace to somehow get iron from it. That's what enchantments you can put on it. And if you were to put them in a fluid tank, you get liquid XP if they have enchantments on them, but you can't saw them up for whatever reason. That's perfectly fine. We'll just hold on to these. We can ditch them at whatever point we feel necessary. I did get some food going, and as you might have noticed here, I have hunger for some reason, and I really am not sure why. I don't know why I have hunger. We have full hunger bar, but it might be that we're just not getting the full amount of nutrients that we need across the board. I did eat a lot of meat, so maybe it's saying now that I need to have a little more fruit or grain, so like bread or like apples or something like that. So that is actually leading into what we are going to do today, which is craft all of this stuff up here that I have bookmarked. So if we come into our quest book here, we can see we've progressed through a lot of stuff. We don't have anything sitting on the board that's outstanding that we completed. But one of the next things is getting a kitchen going, and that can get us into some good food items here. Now there is some other stuff that you could do. You can do farming and agriculture if you wanted to get into that. They have a whole cookie area. They have a ton of other stuff around here that you can do, but it doesn't really have like a solid like start progression. Like these are all kind of just their own things that you can do. So what I have decided to do instead was go this route because it has that progression there where it can move into some more stuff here, which looks pretty interesting. So like pina coladas, cooked clams, banana splits, cocktails, and pie. And they also have cow in a jar. So we need to go through all of this stuff. We need to make all of these things to basically set up our kitchen. And then from that we'll get cooking for blockheads, which is the mod that all of these kitchen items come from. We will get a cookie jar. We'll get some in-game currency and then a random loot reward. So that is the plan for today. I started to get things together for this. Some terracotta, because some of the items require some terracotta for it, and so on and so forth. But we are going to have to go out and get some stuff. I know I'm going to need some lava, and I believe I'll need water, maybe 1 or 2 more additional things as well. So with that being said, let's grab some more materials. I also found an anvil, as you guys can clearly see. Found it down in the dungeon. We'll get down there eventually. I actually need that last piece. Actually, I don't know if this will work. I don't think it works like this. Nope. Fair enough. We'll use it like that. Get some more of those boys, and we will dump this off because we do not need it currently. Oh, we had 3 in here. Oh well. We'll use these. So, we'll start with the easiest thing, spice rack. Number 1 done. Now, I think this also has its own, it might have its own tab in here. We'll have to see. I'm not 100% sure. Bewitched, Buildcraft, Ender.io, no normal Minecraft stuff, Rats, Mystical World, Integrated Dynamics, more engine, Ender.io, Dungeon Tactics, Inventory Pets, which we've unlocked a few things for, which I eventually want to get into, Botania, I don't think it was in there, and then just normal adventuring. Okay. So maybe it wasn't in there, unless it was in our quests? No. Interesting. Okay. It does that sometimes where it pops up with a completion, but it doesn't really show us where that completion was from. So we're good with the spice rack. Next we need the oven. Pretty easy to make. We're going to need black stained glass, actually. Ooh, I did not realize that. So we're going to need some black dye. We could get an ink sac. What else can we do for this? Just black dye in general. We can get from a death bloom, ender lotus. If we were to do that in a pulverizer, we could get the same thing. I don't think I have any of those, unfortunately. Oh, I have another one of these. Silkworm eggs. Got some flower pots. Okay, I'm not seeing anything in there. Yeah, okay, let's try some of our crates. Let's see what we got in here. We will need this bucket. I'll take that. Got a furnace, we're gonna need that. I think I'm gonna have to get some more sand as well. We do have a black lotus, but that's something different. That's not what we need right now. Yeah, it looks like we're out of luck. Not seeing anything. I did get some slime balls as well. Okay, yeah, I'm not seeing anything. So maybe we'll pass over that for now. We'll try to get everything that we can out of the way for now. We'll need some snowballs. Which we can use a pulver. No. Can use a glacial precipitator, but we don't really need one that crazy. I did notice some snow out and about, so we'll probably do that. For this one, we need a bucket of water, so we can do this one real easy right now. Let's go grab a bucket of water. I'm actually thinking of putting the, I think we can grab it out of here without it. Yep. I'm actually thinking about putting the kitchen on this first floor here, probably like in this corner here. I think that would be really good to have. Oh, the other thing that I forgot to mention is I did make myself a satchel. This is from Thermal Expansion. You have to start with the basic one and then you can upgrade. This is how the basic one is made. 3 leather, a wool, and then some tin. Pretty straightforward. And then the next upgrade, you need some Invar, which we had, and then some tin nuggets to upgrade it. And then to progress more, you need Electrum, Synalium, something like that, and then Enderium, and I think that's it, because then there's a Void one, but that's different. I think that's for just getting rid of things which we don't really need, and then they have a creative one which you cannot get on survival, which makes sense. So when you do start off with the base one, it's just this one single row, and then you upgrade it and you get 2. Now this might not be the best backpack for us to use right off the bat, but it was in thermal and it was easy enough to craft, so I figured we could use it now to hold on to certain tools that we have. Now let us get back into this. So our sink, we just need some iron, which I left all upstairs. I would really like to organize at one point to make things a little bit more centralized, maybe down on the first floor. So sink, let's grab that. We got ourselves a sink. Perfect. We can take that off of there. And again, to remind you guys, if you want to bookmark things, you just click A on the item and it'll bookmark it over here. If you want to remove it from over here, you hit the same exact button over it. Okay, now we just need a chest, which I know we have a few sitting around. Let me just grab a couple because I don't know what other recipes are going to need it. Perfect. So we can get rid of the kitchen cabinet. We need a heating unit, which does require this. Wow, okay. We will need some smooth stone and some more torches. So let me throw some of this cobblestone in here and we'll get that cooking. And then let me grab some sticks here so that we can get a few more redstone torches, because I know that we're going to need them for some of the other things. So we're just gonna have to wait a minute till we can get the ball rolling on this, which is just those. Actually, we're almost there. On the next one is the kitchen corner, which we're actually going to need stone for as well. So we should be able to make this, get that going, and then the heating unit, we can grab that bad boy. Allows to heat an oven using energy. Okay, so I'm guessing when you start with an oven, you can't just... You could probably put like coal or something in it to heat it, but then you need this to actually hook it up with power, which will be interesting. We'll have to run some power over to it, which is easy enough to do. So let's grab that out of the way. We should have some more stone in here so we can get the corner going. Perfect. We can take that off of our list there. We need a fruit basket, which we need a pressure plate for. Okay, shouldn't be too bad. Get that, and then we had plenty of those. Does it have to be oak? It has to be oak. Oh wow, okay. So you can't use a spruce one. That is somewhat interesting. I think I have some... I thought I had oak wood chilling out somewhere. Do I not have any more oak wood? Can I use these at all to make a pressure plate? Oh, it's going to show me 1,000 things. Let me just go back into this. And this, you have to have that. We could convert... okay, that's what we'll do. Grab 2 of these boys. Throw them like this. Get that. Take those. Get that. And then we should get our fruit basket. Perfect. Okay. Take that off our list as well. Now we need a cooking table, which we'll need cooking for Blockheads 2. Ooh, okay, so you need some diamonds for it, and some crafting table, and cooking for Blockheads 1. We don't have that, do we? Right? Let me just double check through things. Don't believe we do. Now let's take a peek. I'm curious at the quest. This will actually give us the first one. But unfortunately, we have to make it ourselves to start. We do have plenty of diamond, which is fine. I guess we just need to make 2 crafting tables so that we can eventually get it. And then we need to take a book and smelt it up. So I do believe we have a book. We got plenty of books. Let's smelt that bad boy up. Oh, we got all this cooking in there. We don't need that many. Let's get that boy in there. Yeah, we'll hold on to that. And you know what? We're holding on to all these leather boots. Let's get rid of those. Now that should change into cooking for blockheads. Perfect. And then we just need to make that tier 2. And then, ooh, we need more terracotta. We're all out of terracotta. Okay. Easy enough to fix. We just need to take our clay. And if I do this all right. Okay, can we balance? There we go. Get 16 of those and then just cook them up. Okay. So it's going to take a second to get the terracotta. That's perfectly fine. We do need a tool rack. Easy to get right there. We can take that off. We need a toaster, which is going to actually require the lava. We need another kitchen cabinet, which is going to require more terracotta, but we have everything else for that. A preservation chamber, which is for the fridge, which lets it be run on energy. It'd be nice to not have to get 3 of these. Now, can I grind these back down? You can smelt them back into what you want. If you use, we can use an induction smelter to actually get it back as well. Perfect. Okay, let's get a fridge going. And we'll probably get rid of these because we don't really need them. How are we doing on the terracotta? Should be enough to get us the cooking table. We are just stacking things up here. Okay. Let's move some stuff out of our way so we can see what all we have. We need the furnace there. And that can go over here too. Cool. So this is everything we have so far. We don't need the cooking table anymore. We got our fridge. We don't need that anymore. That we just kind of hold on to for now. So what else do we need? We need this. And we just need a few more pieces of terracotta. Probably about, what, 1 more, I think. The oven we have to do. The ice unit we're going to have to go back out and get some stuff for. But we can at least get one of these. And I'll throw it in here. We do need to get some lava, which I know where we can go and get some. But I'm going to sleep through the night. Alright, cool. So let's run out and get some lava. We can easily go over here. I noticed there was an above ground pit of lava over here. Grab that. What is that? Black lotus. Okay, so that's probably going to get us the dye we need. Alright. That's a little interesting. Ah. Yeah, let's not mess with that. Alright, let's get a couple of these. Then I believe it was right over here. Yep, right here. Perfect. We did make an advancement, hot stuff. I don't know how much more black lotus we're going to need. So I'm just going to grab some as we go. There's that tower, that wizardry tower that we saw before. We'll eventually come back to that. Okay, let's get back to the base here. Oh. I think that's a vampire. When I was exploring, I did run into a vampire down in the dungeon areas. It was pretty interesting. He wasn't too hard to defeat, but it kind of caught me off guard. They do spawn bats, and it's actually pretty cool. But anywho, it's not what we're going to be working on right now. We're going to get in here. We should have what we need. Okay, and this is all done cooking, so we can finally get this kitchen counter that we need. And then, what was it? The toaster. We need a iron trap door. And then a button, I believe, right? Believe so. And then we can make our toaster. Magically turns bread into toast. Interesting. Okay. Got the other advancement. And we do not need that on us anymore. Now for the oven. So it'll make 8 with 1 thing. Okay. And then can we use this? Get black dye. Perfect. You know what? I'm just going to grab all the black dye. We're only going to need 1. So we can stick this away. And that was the other thing that we needed to get. We need to get some more sand. Alright. So let me just take a quick inventory. So we need sand for that. We need snowballs for that. We got the kitchen counter. We can actually take that off. And then for this one, I don't think we need anything for that one, right? Did we already make this though? Preservation chamber? No. Okay. The fridge upgrade. Okay. We'll get that. Perfect. So we only need 2 more things, and we need sand and we need snowballs for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go grab those, get the rest of the stuff together, probably get things set up, or I might come back right before we start setting things up so you guys can see how we need to do it. We'll probably actually figure it out together because I'm not 100% sure myself. So with that being said, we will be right back, guys. All right, guys. So we are good to go. We got everything, every component that we need. As you can see, kind of jumbled up all in here. We do have everything. So I was able to go out and get some sand. That was easy enough to get, but then I was unable to find the snowballs that we needed for the expansion for the fridge. So what I ended up doing was making this glacial precipitator from thermal expansion. Pretty easy to make. Let me just show you really quick. Glacial precipitator, just like so. Couple copper gears, redstone reception coil, machine frame, invar, and then a piston. Pretty easy to make. And then I stuck it down here because it does need a water source, kind of like how the steam dynamo does. So I hooked it right up to there and then just pulled a power from above. So if we go into here, you can see that it makes snowballs. You can have it make different things if you want to, like a snow block, snowballs, packed ice, just snow in general, normal ice, and then snow. So I had to make some snowballs, and what you can actually do is you can turn it off if you want to by just making it that it has to have a high redstone signal in order to function. Otherwise, it'll just keep pumping them out, and if you have them put into a like an item network, then it's just going to keep making and making and making and making and making snowballs, which might not be what you necessarily want. So let's get the ball rolling with this. We have our corner here, but what I kind of want to do before we jump into placing things down, I want to go into our quests here. We actually do have 5 different things, it said. Well, first of it has 5 different rewards. So when we go back to our items, it says 5, but it just means we have 5 rewards outstanding. So we can grab our cooking for blockheads. We'll grab that book. We'll grab our cookie jar, some in-game currency, and then a random loot, which was just redstone, unfortunately. But easy enough to do. We also got exploration because when I was out looking around, I found I think it was called a moldy chest or something along those lines, and it had iron keys in it. And from that, we just get in-game currency. I don't know 100% what these are all used for. We will get into this eventually. I just found it in a chest. I grabbed them and I put them upstairs in our storage. So let's take a peek at this. This lets us be able to figure out certain recipes, which is actually really nice. And you can search in the search bar up here, and you can just scroll through like how I'm doing. You can sort by name, sort by hunger restored, or by saturation, which is pretty nice. But it doesn't really give us a good layout of how we're supposed to place our kitchen here. So I'm just gonna kind of wing it. That is not what I wanted. Let's try this again. Maybe if I place it like this. Yeah, there we go. And then our sink, it'd be kind of nice to have our sink be right here. And then our cooking table, we will place this bad boy right next to it like so. Interesting. It's going to take me a minute to get used to all this, and I could be placing this down wrong. Again, I'll give you guys all fair warning. I'm not I'm not super familiar with this mod. We'll place our fridge right here. Oh, it's a small one. Okay. I thought it was going to be like a double stack fridge. But this will let you store stuff to keep it cool. Obviously, it's a fridge. We do have another kitchen counter, and then we have an oven as well. So I'm actually kind of debating how I want to do this. Maybe we'll put What else do we have? We also have the above kitchen cabinet, which we need to put in somewhere. We could put it maybe like right up there. And then maybe we'll put this here, because this doesn't really actually do anything. It's just a corner. And then maybe we'll put our oven over here. Yeah, for now it just has it where you need to use coal. And we have our fridge. What else do we have? We have our preservation chamber for the fridge. Heating unit for the oven. Let's put that in there. Cool. Now it'll take RF, so we can link up some cables from down below to have this work instead of just using coal. It doesn't look like you have to though, but it does give you the good option to be able to. And I don't think it gets rid of it when you break it. So I'm not going to try it though. We do have a spice rack, which is pretty cool. We'll need to find a place for it. I like this. I like being able to look out over there. I almost feel like we need some more cabinets right here. I don't know. Okay, the countertop actually does have stuff where you can store food, which is perfect. I wanted a dedicated storage area for our food. Then we have a tool rack. Then we have a fruit basket, which the fruit basket I feel like can go right here in the corner. Let's just make sure, we did make a spot where mobs could potentially spawn, but if we just put this right here, we should be fine. I'm not going to put this in here just yet because I'm not 100% sure on that placement. I want 2 more cabinets there. We have that. What else do we have then? We have a toaster, which we could place here, or honestly, we could place over here. I think that's what I'm going to do. But we only have 6 more terracotta. We're going to have to get some more clay if we do that. So let me go to, what was it called? Cooking for Blockheads. At cooking. Perfect. Kitchen counter. It's pretty easy to make. We need a chest and then just some normal stone. I'll get 1 more of those cooking up because I know I have 2 in there, and then we also have a chest. So this will cook up decently quickly here. We'll grab that bad boy, and then we should be able to make another kitchen counter. And that's all we're going to be able to make right now. Let's actually deposit that redstone since we're up here. We should be able to place that bad boy just like that. And then maybe what we will do is we'll actually scoot this boy down right there and have it like so. I'm actually going to move this torch right over there. And I think that's going to be fine for now. I'm actually going to move that up 1. We should still be okay. Yep, good on lighting. Let's put our toaster right here, I guess, for now. Oh, that's a cute little thing. I think you actually have to put bread in it. We're going to leave that there, so we'll put that in there like so. It doesn't have any kind of bar, though, so I don't know. What did we put in there? Preservation chamber. We put on... Oh, provides ice and snow recipes. Okay. So that's what the ice unit does, and then the preservation one you can also put on there. And the preservation one prevents the last item of a slot from being used up. So that's pretty nice to have. I think this is a nice little kitchen we got going here. I wish this was like a corner. I mean, we could move it over to here, but I don't think most people really have that over it without having something underneath it. What the heck? We'll move it. Actually, it'd be nice if we had another one there. But anywho, we also have our tool rack and our spice rack that we got to figure out here. And I'm kind of thinking that it would be good to put our spice rack maybe up there. And then we'll put our tool rack right here. Perfect. Okay. Cool. So we have everything set up. We also have this cookie jar, which I don't know what we can really do with it. Can we just... We can place it on here. Interesting. Let's not do that. We'll just stick that down there. Now, it doesn't have anything in it. You just can stick cookies in there when you get them. But I think it's a pretty good setup. And like I said, we can run some electricity over here. So let's take a peek at our book here and see what we can make. Let's look at hunger restored. Wow, there's a lot of things that we can make. We can make a pizza, a supreme apple. Okay. Maybe saturation. So we will need a skillet, some mashed potatoes, and then pork sausage. Interesting. Okay, wow. There is quite a bit of stuff in here, and I don't really even know where to start. Cooking for Blockheads 1. Okay, so this will actually, if we make this bad boy, we'll make another one of these. I'll make it separate from this so we can hold on to this one. Let's grab another book here. And if we put this one in and make Cooking for Blockheads 1, it'll actually show us what food you can make with the things you have in your inventory. And then this one allows you to actually make it with what you have in your inventory. That's pretty cool looking. You can also make some kitchen floors. There's a decent amount to make in this. So let's take this. We actually don't really have much in our inventory right now. It says we can make bacon if we have a knife. Let's look up how to make a knife from Actually Additions. That is not that bad to make, actually. That's a knife blade. We want a whole knife. And a knife handle, a stick, and a piece of leather. Okay, I think I remember it all. We got sticks. We need a piece of leather. We're going to need that flint. Oh, I got some more clay over here. Perfect. I'll actually stick that over there for the time being. And then it was the blade, like so. The handle, like so. And then the knife, like that. Perfect. And now we should be able to make that. So if we take this with this, it'll give us some bacon. Cool. The seems like the texture for this is not quite right. And it is cooked. So I don't think we have to put it in a fridge. And I think we'll actually hold on to it for the time being because we don't really have any other food. And I think that's what we also need to get into next is really we need to get into farming. Farming and agriculture. Because we really need to get some food going, more than what we have. And I was kind of hoping that getting things started with this kitchen would help us, but we clearly need to get a lot more food before we start doing that. So I think we'll get a farm going is the next thing. So what I'll do is I'll jump away here. We'll get a farm set up outside and then get some stuff planted, and then I'll be back with you guys once we have a little more progression on that end. Alright guys, wow, great way to come back, but we are back. I've actually been working for quite some time here, and I did a lot more than I anticipated on doing. So, let me show you what we got out here. So I set up a farm, and as you can see I did a lot of terraforming, and I redid some of the, I did redid a lot of how the ground looks around here. And I don't know why I wanted to do it like this, but I built my farm sub-level down here. And what we could end up doing is building an additional building on top of this. Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's at least 11 this way. I'm not sure how long it is that way. But it's a good length one way to at least build an additional building if we see that we need to. As you can see, I got plenty of wheat going down here. And get rid of that. Now, I know it's not the most ideal setup. Realistically, it's probably better to have, well, it's more efficient probably to have one water source and then build your farm around that. That was not fresh. That was not ready to be plucked. Let's grab our melon here. I do have some melons and some pumpkins going as well. But yeah, I know it's probably not the most effective, but it's alright for now. And I made it sub-level. I need to get some more fences to go around there, which is perfectly fine. Let's come in here. I'm going to take our wheat and throw it in our pulverizer, because if we throw wheat in our pulverizer, we get 2 flour per wheat. So, and what we're trying to make here is some bread, because I feel like bread is a very essential thing to have. We have our sandwich table, and we obviously have our whole kitchen area now that we could utilize bread in. And if we take a look at crafting for bread, you need flour or dough. So you can do flour by using a quartz grindstone, putting a wheat in there, and you get 1 flour from it. So it's a 1-to-1. But if we go for dough, and I don't click a gazillion buttons, it takes a little more to do. You need water, you need salt, you need the flour, and you need a mixing bowl. But it gives you 1 dough. And if we look at the flour in the pulverizer, like I showed you guys, if we grind up wheat, we get 2. So it's a 1 to 2, which is a little more, you get a little more bang for your buck there. Now the thing that I realized, if we take a peek here at the dough, you see how it's in this crafting table like normal. You can use your normal one, you don't need an actual workbench for it. But I'm assuming you would have to place in each item every single time you want to make it. However, if we go over to our kitchen area here, and we click on our cooking table, it pops up with a bunch of recipes we can currently make. So, for example, we could make applesauce if we had a pot. We can cook up an apple. Got cooking oil we can make. There's our dough. Fresh water we could make. Melon smoothie we could actually make, which is pretty interesting. I don't have snowballs on me, but it's saying I can do that. Unless it's connecting to the fridge. Does the fridge have... No, the fridge doesn't have any snowballs in it. Interesting. I wonder if we can... Melon smoothly. Now, can we actually... Yep. If you shift click, you can actually make one. And we can drink this bad boy, and it gives us a lot more saturation. But what we really want is dough. And this will show you the recipe here. And if we shift click... it mass makes it for us. So we don't actually have to get a water bucket going. It utilizes the sink, and it makes everything for us. The only thing that we would need to have is our mixing bowl in here and probably our juicer. And if we have it like that, I'm sure that it'll work perfectly fine for us. So we do have 24 of these left and plenty of that. So if we shift click this again, it'll make 24 more for us. And what we can do is actually keep our salt in here. From the salt that we got, I just went out to where we got our sand from. There are salt blocks that you can obviously destroy, and you can get salt from those, which is really nice. This sink also acts as a unlimited water source. So if you have a bucket, you can take the bucket and just grab it from here and continually grab it from there. But this station makes it so much easier to make these multi-item crafting recipes very, very easy. So now, if we just take this bad boy and place it in here, it'll cook us up some bread, which is perfect, because like I said, we can make a good amount of recipes from that. We can make some sandwiches. So if I actually grab like some bread here, we come over to our sandwich maker. I don't have any meat on me, unfortunately. I did have some bacon. I don't know if we can use bacon and cheese to make a sandwich. You can make a bacon sandwich. Can we use the cheese? Yes, you can. Does that add a lot to it? It's about 3.5, and the cheese makes it go to 5. So there you go right there. You can make some sandwiches. And this is just going to cook up all of that dough that we have, which is perfect. That's going to give us a lot of sandwiches, and I actually made us some cheese sandwiches as well, which aren't as good, but still good food items. And I believe we can stick our sandwiches in here and they'll stay good. I don't know if these spoil or not. don't know 100% sure. I'm not 100% familiar with all the different mods, but yeah, cool. So yeah, super easy to do. I also had a sweet potato that I cooked up, and I got that. We had these glistening melons from down exploring in the mines, and so I just stuck those in there. But I think we are pretty much set. So let me put this away here. We do have our knife, which we can actually store. Well, we have our tool rack. Can we stick it on our tool rack? Yes, you can stick multiple things on a tool rack, so we'll keep that there. We do have our toaster as well, and you know what? We could actually try out the toaster. Let's grab a piece of bread. Oh, and you can stick 2 in at a time. We're actually going to keep this bread down here. And let's see. I don't know how long it takes or if I have to do anything. Okay, you have to right click. And then it'll go down and it'll cook it for you. So let's take the rest of this bread, stick it in here. And we'll see how long this takes. Oh, it gives you a percentage as progression percentage up at the top there. So we're at about 30% there. So it takes a little bit of time, but that's perfectly fine. Again, I don't know if this actually keeps it good or not. I'm not quite sure. I put our quartz grindstone back down here in case we wanted to take wheat and grind it up in there and do it that way. But realistically, this is the most efficient way. I also stuck some coal in here for the time being until we get some energy conduit hooked up and looped over here into this as well. But all in all, I think this is coming along really, really cool. And having this kitchen set up is something really good to have early game so that you can really start getting food going. I mean, in this one episode, we went from having no food. Oh, and there we go. We got some toast. We went from having no food to having a lot of food. The only thing that kind of stinks is I wish... Oh, yeah. If you come into here, it'll show you what you can make. So we could actually make toast. You can slice bread. You can make some stock. You can make stuffed mushroom if we had bakeware. Ooh. Okay. Bakeware. Interesting. How do we make that? Bakeware. Okay, we just need some bricks. Do we have any bricks up here? Thought I did. Can we break these bad boys down? Nah. No. Pulverizer. Ah, if we put them in a pulverizer, we will. So let's actually grab 2 of these. We don't get a good... or actually we do. We get the same exact output. So if we put those in there, we're just going to turn this to high for now so we can get those output. But I'm actually interested. I want to try that stuffed mushroom because we do have mushrooms in here. Okay. And then we'll just grab those once they're done. They actually might stick them over here. I don't think they can be cooked again, so yeah, okay, never mind. I know what I'm doing sometimes. And then we need our portable crafting table here. Get our bakeware, and then we can stick our bakeware just in here. You don't actually have to have it on your inventory. And then we can come down, and I wanted to make stuffed mushrooms. We can make 2 of them. Cool. So look at that. Look at how much food we have been able to make just by having this whole setup here. So definitely super important to get early game so that you can get some good sources of food going. And if you haven't noticed, our hunger bar, or our hunger effect is now gone. I don't know what caused it. I don't know if I just was eating too much of the same thing and it caused it to go up or what it was, but it's now gone, which is great. So with that all being said, we're going to end the episode. As I've mentioned in previous episodes, I'm trying to cut back a little bit on the length. And so we're at 45 minutes right now, which is a little bit still on the longer side. I kind of want to get it down a little further, but obviously there's a lot to go over and a lot to talk about, and I'm really getting into this mod pack as well, so we're just going to play it by ear going forward. I can't guarantee they're going to be actually shorter, but I'm going to do my best for it. But anyway, guys, Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, feel free to leave a like down below, or better yet, leave me a comment. Let me know what you're thinking on this. Let me know if you want to see anything specifically, your questions, concerns. I love interacting with you guys. I'll answer all your comments to the best of my ability as I see them come through. If you do want to follow along with the channel, hit that subscribe button and bell notification. It lets you know every single time I post an episode to the channel. But other than that, I appreciate you guys sticking through till the end. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you all in the next episode. Thanks. Bye.